Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. Social issues have reared their ugly head again. And as much as we don't want to talk about them at places like Be Real with D-Real, I can't be blind to injustices. That's just my nature. That's the type of person I am. If I see some stuff that I feel is unfair or unequitable or something like that, man, I gotta at least speak on it. That's just the person I am. And this brother in Lubbock, Texas, this has got me feeling some kind of way, y'all. I ain't even gonna front. When I seen the story, I was like, two steps forward, 57 steps back. That's what it seems like to me. But we're going to talk about Larry Pearson here in a second, and I'm going to tell you how I really feel here in a second. But before we do all of that, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share all of this. Okay. Larry Pearson, Lubbock, Texas. Been under a rock. If you ain't been under a rock, let's get it. Here you go. Right there. Man gets 70 years in prison after spitting on police officers. 70 years. Spitting on police officers. 70 years. That's a picture of Larry Pearson right there, y'all, courtesy of Everything Lubbock. There's a little video attached to this. So, you know what? I am going to play that video and then we can bounce back.
It is 70 years in prison for a Lubbock man found guilty of spitting at Lubbock police. A jury handed that verdict down to this man, 36-year-old Larry Pearson, today. He was found guilty on 2 counts of harassment of a public servant for spitting at the officers. Pearson was arrested in May 2022 for a domestic violence incident. As he was being taken to jail, Pearson started kicking the doors of the officer's vehicle. When an officer opened the door to tell him to stop, Pearson spit at both of them and continued spitting at them until he got to jail. Pearson also had prior convictions of aggravated robbery and continuous family violence. Due to those convictions, the minimum sentence Pearson could have received would have been 25 years.
Okay, so did I hear the nice lady in the video correctly? And she said with the prior charges he had against him, which were aggravated robbery and continuous family violence, he could receive a max of 25 years. So, spitting added another 45 years. Spitting at a police officer added another 45 years onto the sentence this man was already gonna get. So here in the article, I read some stuff that made me like think, okay, here's what happened. Right here. During the trial's closing arguments, Prosecutor Gorman reportedly asked the jury to consider a sentence she deemed would send a message, noting that Pearson was previously convicted of aggravated robbery and continuous family violence, according to KLBK News. Defense attorney said Jim Shaw told the jury the sentencing was for a simple misdemeanor in a circumstance that got out of control. Okay. Spitting on a police officer nowhere in the country warrants 45 years. Nowhere. Okay. So The example that is being set is that once again, the folks of less melanin in the state of Texas show who and what they are. I ain't saying everybody in Texas, but clearly the folks in positions of power and the folks that are in positions of law enforcement and judgment and that kind of a thing, y'all ain't acting right. Y'all ain't acting right at all. That there is nothing fair about that. Okay. The punishment is supposed to fit the crime, right? So, and I ain't even gonna say I could understand it if he successfully spit on him, because what it says in everything I've read and what that lady said, he spit at them and continued to spit at them until they got to the man. He must have had a lot of saliva. I mean, you spit the whole time, and the police car like, pooh, 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 you just spitting? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. My thing is about the equity. What's equitable and what's fair. Is that what you're supposed to hand down as a judge? Because the judge is who decides. Okay. Don't the judge decide? The jury decides guilt or innocence. That's what they did. So did they ask the jury, okay, I want y'all to say, to give out what y'all think is a fair amount of time, or what amount of time you think Larry Pearson deserves for what he did? And you telling me 12 people got together and said 70 years. Or the judge got together, or somebody somewhere said to themselves, this will teach him a lesson, putting him in jail for the rest of his life. He's a 36-year-old man. 70 years from now, he's already going to get 25 years. And you gave him another 45. Excuse me, 36. Yeah, 36 and 70 is 106. He'd be 106 if he lives that long. What's the purpose of some shit like that? We're going to teach you not to spit on people. That sounds like some old school king shit. You know what I mean? Like back in medieval times, you dare to spit upon the king of gods, so we shall sentence thee to 70 and 10 years in the Bastille. Really? Really? That's where they was at in the jury room, and the judge looked at it and was like, sounds fair to me. If we as a people are not being harassed by the system, we are being murdered by the system or incarcerated for inordinate, unreasonable as amounts of time. Now, granted, with Mr. Pearson, I ain't saying he's innocent. Please don't get that twisted. I'm not saying the man's innocent. If he's beating up on his family, if he's robbing shit, yes, 100% deserves to go to jail and do some time. But 70 years? The fuck? What? I want to know what whoever came up with that decision was thinking about. In that moment, that was the number that came to your head, and you said 70, and some more people was like, yes, that makes sense. I don't get that part. How does that make fucking sense to anybody? We ain't equal under the law. That shows it. We ain't equal under the law. What I tell my children, don't you get in that system. Don't get in the system, because once you in the system, they start playing fast and loose like that. Stay out of the damn system. Otherwise, you're that cat. So please understand when I say what I say, when I say it about the things I say on my social issue videos. The world is very different than what it was 10, 15 years ago. People don't care anymore. People are more disrespectful and predatory than they've ever been. And that includes on both sides of the law. I'm not saying don't enforce the law, but at the same time, spitting at a peace officer in no way, shape, or form warrants a 70-year sentence. And the people who brought that decision down know good and damn well that it doesn't. You telling me they don't? Oh, we may have been a little more vigorous about sentencing than we should have. You're damn right you was. What kind of sense does that make? Don't wonder why Black people say a lot of the things they say when we go to court and that kind of shit happens. Don't wonder why. I don't understand why people don't understand why the way we feel the way we feel and say shit like you need to get over it. How do I get over that? How do I get over knowing if somebody wants to send a message and can just sentence me to a century, or what is effectively a century, what kind of faith, what kind of confidence does that put in me with regards to my country and the system under which it operates? Honestly, with no hate or racism factored in, just me, statistically, as a Black man. You ain't even got to do it because you hate Black people. You just do it because maybe there's a mandate that says all Black people will get this, blah, blah, so on and so forth. Because let us not forget whose backs this country was built on. And the thanks that we got was second-class citizenship, hatred, and everything that came with that shit for a better part of a century. We got to do better. And as we say out here in YouTube land, make it make sense, because it don't make no damn sense. Not to me, and I'm pretty sure not to anybody I've been talking to, because my Twitter feed been buzzing and my YouTube been buzzing, and it's a mess, y'all. We have to do better, or they have to do better, or that system, something, it has to change. You can't keep doing this to Black people. You just can't, man. That's it. That's it. I'm done, man. I'll be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other. Peace. Please. Peace.